everybody. Welcome back to another session of Vasi Games. Today's a little different. So, since I was young, I've always had a pretty wild imagination. Let me give you an example. My dad used to own a body shop where he worked on cars all the time, and once in a while he would have me come up there. I don't know how old I was, maybe 5 or 6. And so he started working on cars when he was like a baby. He came out and was like, I never had any inclination whatsoever to work on cars. And so I would be up at his body shop and he would be expecting me to help out, bring him tools, sweep things. And he'd be like, son, get me a ratchet, get me this. And I had no clue what he was talking about. But all I remember doing is grabbing his big old air tools because I remember hearing him use them and be like, wow! And I think those things are the sweetest alien fighting guns I've ever seen. And so I'd grab them and I'd run around and I'd be like, like I was shooting aliens down everywhere. And he'd be like, son, I'm trying to bondo this car. And I'd just be like, Dad, the aliens are coming.
This Vasi character is a very strange one. Let's pick a different planet.
And so my imagination ever since I was little was just like that. I'd always just see things kind of outside the box. Now, like I told you before, I'm not the best at other kinds of things. So, I'm assuming that if you're watching this, if you're an educator, you're probably 100 times better than me at most teaching qualifications. But the one thing I can probably help you with is bringing some fun, some joy, some creativity into your classroom. So this video is all about, testing me. So this is the Vasi test. What's going to happen is you guys are going to test me. Whoa! Dang, okay. You weren't even kidding. What I want you to test me on is this. I want you to think about some things that you teach in your normal year-to-year curriculum that maybe, number one, you hate. So what I mean by that is not necessarily that you're like, I want this part of education destroyed, but maybe every time you come to this chapter, this section, this unit, you're thinking to yourself, oh, not this again. The kids hate this part. I do not want to teach this. I don't know any good way to get it across. If you hate teaching it, this would be a good thing to test me on. Number two, maybe you don't hate it, but maybe it is just boring. So maybe it is boring to the students. So maybe to you, you're like, man, this is great. I love learning grammar. But you get in there and the students are like, I don't like this. When am I ever going to use this? And so it's one of those things where students are nodding off. They just think it's so boring, even though maybe it excites you and you love it. So if the students find it really boring, that would be another thing you would want to test me on. And there are a multitude of other things that you could test me on. So, for example, if you just want to stump me, that's pretty sweet. Been stumped many times in my life. So, for example, if it's something that students don't necessarily test well in, so let's say that they struggle with, that would be something you could test me on. Basically, you're looking for something that is not necessarily a highlight of your teaching career. So if you've got a lesson and you're like, man, I use this lesson when I get evaluated, this stuff is sweet, don't test me with that because yours is probably better than mine. But if it's a struggle for you, so let me give you a quick example from math because I teach math. Many math teachers that I've met struggle with particular topics. So one of them, and students struggle with this one too. Geometry as a whole is a fairly large struggle for a lot of students and teachers. But let's say you pick out a particular geometry topic. So let's see if my other teachers, you remember this at all. So let's talk about the good old friend a right triangle. You guys ready for a math joke? If you're cold, stand in the corner because it's 90 degrees. Okay, sorry. But let's say you're talking about right triangles and just trying to teach about, let's say, the Pythagorean theorem or something to that effect, and students just don't get it. They don't like it. You don't like it. Then you'd want to test me on that. So what I want you to do, once you come up with an idea of a struggle area for you that fits one of these criteria, that you hate teaching, it's boring to the students don't seem to test well in that area, their quizzes are lower than average, what I want you to do is email me. So my email is below. I want you to email me this topic. And then I'm going to take a look through all these emails. And if there's a lot of them, I'll probably have to pick and choose some good ones. If there's not that many, I'll grab them. But if you get featured in my next video that has the Test Vasi title, then you are going to win a gift card to this place. Or say you don't like that place, I'm willing to get you a gift card to this place. But, I mean, don't expect too much, guys. I'm not getting a gift card to this place. What do you think I am, like loaded? I make teacher salary. But seriously, though, if I feature your topic, so say I pick the Pythagorean theorem, I will come up with a game to play so that it can make teaching your topic more exciting, and it doesn't have to be math. It can be anything, because like I said, my strength is creativity. Remember the alien guns. So when you give me a topic, I'll research your topic a little bit so I understand it a little better because I know nothing but math. And then I will come up with a game to help you enjoy teaching it better and help your students be engaged in that topic. And then I'll feature it in my next video called the Vasi test. And you'll win a gift card. That sounds like a pretty good deal. See you next time.